when you get over to this page, we want to, let's bring this in the middle and update this constraints. We're actually missing another label that should be right here. This label should go here, and this is going to be the email. Put that in the middle. And so we need to make a page, a class for this send message. So we're going to go to File, and what we want to do is edit this label. So here is going to be a send message, and so here go to automatic email, label. We're actually going to put a variable called label text. It's just going to be blank. And then here we're going to do email label dot text equals this label text. Cut this part. I just want to see what I use. Did select row? Yep. So what I'm going to do now is this send message. I'm going to give it this view controller. I'm going to give it a storyboard ID. I'm going to call it send message. I'm going to do use storyboard ID. And then so when I click here, we're going to add a method to our search users class. So we're going to go here, and then one of them is going to press did select row at index path in our table view. And so we want to go to that page, so we're going to say let send message VC equals storyboard. Again, just like earlier, instantiate as a send message. I'm going to do self dot present this send message VC. Animated true completion. Run that again real quick. Bring it up. See that. And go back to that search users page. And type in another one. Joe at AOL.com. And this will be Joe at AOL.com. So it popped up now. Alright, so now we're going to learn how to actually send the messages to Firebase. So to start, we're going to go to our main.storyboard. And we're going to open our assistant editor. And control, click and drag a reference of our text view. call it message text view, which will hold our text, and then control click and drag an action for our send button. Call that send clicked, and then switch that to action. Alright, close editor and go to our send messages page. Alright, so I'm going to show you the structure of how we're going to store things in Firebase. So this is our Firebase. Right here is a node called user messages, which we're going to create. This is where we're going to store all our users' messages. And then right here, when you click down the tab, this will be the messages for this user. So this user's name is Johnny1. And then you go into that node, that child of that node. And then here's just an auto ID just to uniquely identify each different message. And then when you click in, that's when you actually get the message. So this is the date, and this is the actual message. So we're going to do that like this. First, we want to get the date. So we'll just put let date equals just a date object. So that'll just be the current time. And then we're going to format it to a string. So the way you do that is we'll call this date string equals. You do that by using a date formatter. And then dot localize string from date. That's just which date you want to turn into a string. So that's the one that we set above, date. For the style, we'll just do we'll do dot short for now, just to see what it looks like, and dot short for the time style as well. All right, and then the actual message is let message equals message text view. Whoops. Message text view dot text. So that's whatever you type, and then this is how you actually send it to Firebase. We're going to use Firebase database. So first, fir database dot reference, and make sure you imported your statements up here so that you can use this. And this Firebase database reference is just a reference to this database as a whole right here. So this is your whole database, and then I'm going to delete this just so we can recreate it. Alright, how do I delete this? Alright, so now our database is empty. This is the reference to it. Go back, and we're going to do dot child, which creates a new node, and this is what it's going to be called. We're going to call it user messages like we saw earlier, and then the next node was going to be the user's username. So we'll do another dot child, which creates another sub node, and we're going to call that whatever is the username is what's going to be in the email text label. So we'll call that email label or email text label. I forgot which one it is. I think it's email label dot text. All right, and then the next node is just going to be an auto ID. The way to do that is just do child by auto ID, and then now we can actually set the values of the message. So now we're going to do dot set value, and the way we're going to store it is in a dictionary. So open up these braces, and then first one is date, and that's just going to be the date string from above, comma, and then the next one is going to be the actual message, and then colon, and then that'll just be message from above. Alright, and I think I gotta unwrap this. Yep. Alright, now this should do it. So I'm gonna build and run and test it out. Alright, so we're gonna go to search users. We're gonna type in a username like test user, we'll just say. Click it, and then we'll just say, hi, guess who this is? And then press send. Then we're gonna go to Firebase, and we're gonna see that it actually worked. It's sent to Firebase. So all the user messages will be under this node, and then there'll just be different nodes of different usernames, and then when you actually go into it, there's the auto ID for the unique messages. This will be whole bunch of different IDs for every different message that this user gets. Go into it, and then this will be the actual message. You see it has the time, and it says the message right there. And one thing that I actually remembered is when we sign up our users, we haven't associated a username with them yet. Because when we go to authentication, we have our users, and we have a unique ID for them, but there's no username. And you actually can't do this through authentication because Firebase doesn't let you do that for some reason, so we're going to do it through database. So we're going to actually go back to our sign up page, and then sign up button clicked, create user. So we're going to say the user was created. Now we're going to go into here, and we're going to go Firebase. We're going to use database, and I got to import that up here. So Firebase, database.reference, just like earlier. And so instead of user messages, we're going to create another node called users, and that'll just hold the user information. So .child, and we're going to call that users. And then .child again, and we're just going to use the user's UID. So user.uid. This user is coming from here. This is the user that's signing up, and the UID is their unique identifier that you find right here. So every user has a different one, so you'll know which user is which. So now we have there .uid, and then we'll just do, now we can just do set values, and then dictionary again, and we'll just say what kind of values we want to set. So first we want to set username. Oh, whoops, I did that as an array. Oh no, that's right. Username, and then that's going to be username text box dot text. All right, and then we'll see what else we want to set. Let me unwrap this. We could also add some other stuff too. We could add their full name if we wanted to. So we'll just do name, and then we'll do, whoops, that should be a colon, and that'll be full name text box dot text. And we'll just, you could do more. We'll just check it out to see if it's working right now. So we're gonna run the app, and it failed because, okay, it wants us to use self.username, since we're inside of this block right here. And then this one will have to use self as well. Whoops, I did self twice. Self.username and self.fullname.text. So that's just reference to these up here, full name and username.text. So now we're going to run the app. It should run smoothly. And then we're going to sign up a new user. Alright, let's go to settings just to get to the logout page. We'll fix that later so we can actually log out. And then we'll just do, let's see, Jake Adams. Do jadam@gmail.com. Username jadams4, and then password, we'll do password. And then we'll sign up. Goes to this page, and now let's go to Firebase, go to our database, and we'll see that now we have a new node called users, and then this is the user's ID, the one that just signed up, and then they'll hold their name and their username. So that's going to come in handy later on when we're fetching data about the user. Alright, I think that's all for this tutorial. And make sure to check out my app Sportsfit on iOS. One that lets you know how many people are in the gym, and it lets you know when your friends are there. And also, I'll have my Twitter information in my bio or in the description of this video, so make sure to check that out. Try to subscribe to this YouTube channel and follow me on Twitter. and thank you.